Hey everybody, this is Matt. I play IMPULSO on the show. First of all, thanks a lot for tuning in on the regular. If you do so, we very much appreciate our viewers. I've been thinking about for a while doing a short feature where we answer audience questions. So if somebody either emails in a question or puts one up on the comments of the videos, it might be a good occasion to kind of get a little bit of backstory, a little bit of inside information. I'm going to call the feature Behind the Avatar. Since we currently have a very small audience and nobody knew this was coming, I am going to be the audience member that supplies the question. So, why did you abandon your play of Skank and switch to a new character? Roth, for example, in one of the earlier episodes, that was Andrew's character, he got killed off, necessitating the big giant a-hole grumpy dwarf Lance. Myself, Skank didn't die. Skank was a survivor. Skank, you knew, was going to be the last one left alive. The whole party could fall and Skank would be running off into the sunset with all the loot in his bag. So why abandon such a good character for IMPULSO, who I will admit I have loved playing. I love the fact that I made the change. But coming into this group when we first started playing, I was coming into a group of Dungeons & Dragons players who have been playing together for decades. They've known each other forever and ever. So yeah, I was coming in fresh. I was the new guy. And strangely, McTuffins, that's my brother, Rob. We both have been ardent fans and players of D&D all our lives, but I've never actually played D&D with him for any real length of time. So it was definitely kind of a little bit of a shock coming in. And the thing about Skank is the whole time I was playing him, I wasn't actually playing. Skank was me. The things he said, the things he did, always wanted to approach dungeon issues tactically and not be stupid, and frequently chastising McTuffins for his, what I feel is, outright suicidal, idiotic behavior when their lives are on the line. So I got a lot of friction internally. And, not just playing the game, but also being the one having to go back over the audio, over the video as I'm creating these things, as I'm doing all the editing. I kept having to go over the same arguments, of which there were, a few, but I mean, even that made for some nice comedic party tension. But just the issues I had kept coming up again and again and again. And I started kind of realizing that I wouldn't be able to play with this group as Matt, as me. So I needed a new character. So I came up with the idea, gave it to Rex, the DM, and he put his super duper spin on it. And there's been very, very little foreshadowed. There's been a little bit of hints that Skank's still out there somewhere. When I did make the change from Skank to IMPULSO, I did surrender that character to NPC Hood. So he now belongs to Rex. So hopefully he treats him well. I do trust him, though. He's a great storyteller and great at making up things. I did have some suggestions for what to do with Skank in the future. So we definitely will be seeing more of him. Again, he does figure into some of our future plots. As far as IMPULSO goes, my whole reason for making him, initially, if you go back and watch episode 0 when we were doing character creation, I wanted a halfling thief. But due to Gygax's BasicD&D rules, you can't be a halfling and a thief. You're just a halfling. You're just an elf. You're just a dwarf. Apparently, demi-humans don't get professions. So that kind of pissed me off, and I ended up having to go human thief because I knew the party would need a utility guy. So here I go, second chance. I figured, screw it, I'm going to go for a halfling. And really, I wanted a character that was going to directly annoy the living piss out of everybody in the party. So the first few episodes that feature IMPULSO, that was all done in one sit-down session made into a few different videos. What exacerbated the situation of my nervousness and my, surprise, I'm debuting a new character that none of y'all had any idea was coming. On top of all of that, I like to have a drink of scotch or two when I'm playing for whatever reason that night, probably because I was just real nervous and I knew what was coming, sort of, and I didn't know how Rex was going to kick things off as he wove the story that evening. I probably had a few more glasses of scotch than I normally do. And some of it comes through in the video. I cut out a lot in editing, but my God, I was freaking annoying. I annoyed the living piss out of everybody. I could tell. The next session or two, I could feel the reverberations where people would make comments about well, yeah, I kind of thought you were really drunk that night. So welcome to the party, pal. IMPULSO's in. All right, that's enough for the session. I've talked long enough. If any viewers out there have any questions, wondering anything, or just would like somebody to talk about something, like why is McTuffin such a big a-hole, or whatever, whatever, feel free to throw them in the comments, and hopefully we'll have somebody else jibber-jabbering into the mic and answering some questions for y'all. Thanks for listening, guys.